When you live intentional, you take your life back. You take your power back. You tell yourself, your subconscious, the world, the universe, I'm in control. I'm in the driver's seat. When you aren't living with intention, you're living on autopilot, meaning you might have these big goals and dreams and you're wondering why nothing's working and why it's not happening the way you want it to, but it's because you aren't in control of your actions and your habits and the why behind the things that you're doing, and that drives the end result. So, I wanted to share all the different ways you can live intentionally to change your life and be your very best self. That was horrible. I'm so sorry. So, again, intentional living is basically literally putting intention behind the things that you're doing. It is instead of doing something and not knowing why you're doing it, it is understanding why you're doing the things you're doing. That's like the most simple terms. So I'm just going to go through different ways that I live intentionally in my life and kind of give you the benefits of each one. And you can take the ones that work with you and leave the rest. Sorry, just got an email for a package reminder from Amazon. It's my Premier Protein, I'm pretty sure. But I would say the number one way I like to live intentionally first is dopamine dressing, is by dressing the way I want to feel. I always thought that because I wasn't like a super stylish, fashionable girly, that I couldn't feel confident in my clothes and that I was just destined to a life of wearing whatever I threw on my body. And that is not true. Clothes are, you're meant to wear your clothes. Your clothes don't wear you. You should dress in a way that makes you feel empowered and confident or comfortable, happy, proud, whatever it is you want to feel. You can do that through your wardrobe. And you can work with what you have. You don't have to go out and get new things to do this. You can just also start to be more mindful when you are buying your clothes and ask yourself, am I buying something because I feel like that's what I'm supposed to wear? And that's what I'm comfortable with or used to, or am I buying something because I like how I want to feel in it. And if I try something on and I don't feel my best in it, it's not coming home with me. I need to feel 100% my best. Okay, I'm actually going to be doing a clothing rental service. I think I'm going to try out Newly. I see a lot of people use Fashion Pass. Rent the Runway seems a little too fancy for me. Fashion Pass seems pretty good, but Newly I saw as well was like half the price of Fashion Pass, and they had really cute stuff. So I'm going to try that out because I think it's going to allow me to explore a little bit more with my style and figure out like what I want to wear and how I want to dress and find my confidence when it comes to clothing without having to break the bank, because I've had a bad habit of buying a bunch of stuff and then not feeling comfortable with it, or like buying a bunch of stuff and then wearing it once, and I don't want to do that. And I like that with clothing rental, it's like $60 a month. I think it was like $60 to $80 a month, and you get 6 pieces a month, like 6 full items. And it's spring and summer, so I'm gonna mainly live in dresses anyways. I'm like, that is so much. Obviously, I'll buy things like my basics, like I have all my jeans, my denim shorts, my everyday shirts, like, basic shirts. But I think that's such a great way to play around with style. And I realize I'm gonna save so much money because I already own all the basics. Look at me just giving someone free advertising. If they want to sponsor me, hello. um, I already have like all the basics in my wardrobe. I don't need to be buying those things, but now that I want to like express myself a little bit more through my style, I'm like, what a great way to do so. So I am going to try that out, and I will let you guys know my full unbiased opinion once I try it. I think I'm going to start it in like a few weeks. But anyways, I have just realized that so often it's easy to get up, walk to your closet or your wardrobe, your dresser, and think, and not even realize on a subconscious autopilot like level to think, how am I feeling right now? And you might be feeling pretty blah that morning or unmotivated or tired because you just woke up. And then you dress yourself to match that feeling without even realizing that you're doing it. But if instead you started to recognize that pattern and ask yourself, become aware of, what's going on in your head and your thoughts, get out of that autopilot mode, take control back and say, hey, when you're looking at your wardrobe, hey, how do I want to feel today? And then pick an outfit that matches that. Pick a way of styling yourself that matches that. And it doesn't mean you have to get super dressed up every day. If I am feeling blah, but I want to feel confident, I'm not going to stay in my pajamas. But if I wake up and I want to feel cozy and comfortable, I need a rest day. I want to feel, I want to feel like I can just sit on the couch and watch TV and have like a Sunday, then I can dress to match that. Meaning the fancy clothes you wear are going to become more meaningful. The colorful clothes you wear are going to become more meaningful. Your cozy outfits are going to become more meaningful because you won't just be wearing PJs all day and then being upset with yourself that you're not getting work done if you work from home. Instead, you'll be mindfully wearing your pajamas, thinking, oh my gosh, I'm wearing these today as an act of self love and self care because I'm having a rest day. And it's going to feel so much better. And it sounds so silly that these little things can make such a difference in our lives, but the little things you do every day add up to the big picture. It is the little things you do every single day that you look back and are your life. Like if you spend every single day in your pajamas, you're going to look back and realize you spent your entire life in your pajamas. And that it goes back to that saying of like stop saving clothes for a special occasion. Any day can be a special occasion. It's all about how you feel at the end of the day. I could literally be like, you know what? I want to wear this dress because I want to wear this new flowy dress I got because I want to feel confident and pretty. And I could just take myself to Dunkin' and get a nice coffee, take some selfies. I have this little thing on my phone now, the little Octo Buddy. If you haven't seen them, I have. Actually, mine's not called Octo Buddy because Octo Buddy came in like ugly colors. At least they were like out of the good colors when I saw it. Mine's called a Sticky Grippy. I got it on Amazon if you can see it. If not, if you haven't seen, if you're listening, you've probably seen them all over TikTok. It's just a little like suction cup thing you put on your phone so you can stick your phone everywhere. I could literally just suction cup my phone to the side of a store and take some photos. And then the day seemed fun. I took myself out on a little date. I can read at the park. And then I most likely, like that's gonna spiral. Or what's that? Those little things you knock over. Those little, you know what I'm saying? You have those little, what are they called? Those little things, they're little plastic things, and you knock one over and it has like a ripple effect. What are those called? It's not a dice. You know what I'm talking about, right? Someone know what I'm talking about? Like you would like knock one over and the whole like you would like set them up around your room and you would knock one over and all of them would fall. Okay, whatever. If you know what I'm talking about, please let me know because that's gonna drive me crazy. But intentional living has a ripple effect on your entire day because I went from feeling blah to saying, you know what, I'm going to dress in a way that makes me feel confident. I'm going to dress for a special occasion. Even though I don't have a planned special occasion, instead of saving this outfit, I'm going to go out and get myself a coffee. And then it turns into me taking myself on a date. It turns into me going after doing my work in a way that feels more special. I'm putting my best foot forward. I am seeing people out and I'm feeling confident. You're not running into people at the store thinking, oh, I don't want them to see me. I'm open to talking to people if I see them and comfortable speaking with new people and like making connections and networking. And then if someone asks me, hey, do you want to get coffee tonight or dinner tonight? I'm more likely to say yes because I'm already ready. Or maybe I'll make the first move. I'm like, hey, ask one of my friends, do you want to have like drinks tonight? Or ask Noah, do you want to go on a date after work? It turns into a special day because I made it a special day by intentionally dressing the way I wanted to dress for a special day. It all comes down to those little habits and the micro things you do every day. We think we need these big monumental things to change our lives, but sometimes just getting dressed to match the way you want to feel in the morning can have a ripple effect that will change your entire day. And if you continue to change your entire day multiple days in a row, you're changing your life. It is that small of a habit that you have to focus on. You don't have to focus on the whole staircase, just the first step. The second way that I really love to practice living intentionally is with my home. Let's think about holidays, for example. Let's just have Christmas as an example, but this could be for any holiday that you celebrate. Okay, winter sometimes can suck. A lot of us get the winter blues. A lot of people experience seasonal depression. But during the holidays, during Christmas, we don't notice it as much. Valentine's Day comes around. If you celebrate for Valentine's and you get all excited, you don't notice it as much. But the month of January, we're feeling it. The month of March, after Valentine's Day, at least in New York, sorry, my nose is so itchy. I'm sorry, you guys are having to watch this. In New York, I love living in New York City. This is our third year here. This is the third time in a row that from January to March we question whether or not we want to live here. We're like, should we move? Do we hate New York? And then we realize it's just freezing. And a little tangent time. when you don't have a car, everything feels 10 times colder because we can't just go to the grocery store. We have to walk to the grocery store. And I realized when we were in Ohio, it didn't feel, it was colder there. It was like negative at one point over Christmas, and it was like snowing and a lot of snow. It didn't seem as cold for some reason. I realized it's because you're just walking to your car and then walking to into a restaurant or walking into the grocery store. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Here, it's like, no, you're walking to the grocery store, not from your car. And then you're walking all the way back. And sometimes that's like a 15, 20-minute walk or longer. And I'm like, you know what? That does make sense because you do feel a lot colder when you're outside for so long. Poor Noah. He chooses to walk to work even when it's freezing. He likes it. I don't know. He's wild. But that's just a little side note. But then by April, it's warm out today. I'm always like, "Oh, I'm never leaving the city. I want to live here forever." Blah 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 blah. Every time. And the reason being is because we get sad in the winter. It feels cold. And okay, so during Christmas, if you follow my content on Instagram or anywhere, I go all out for Christmas. I love decorating for the holidays so much, okay? And it's because it is intentional for me. It makes me enjoy the winter a lot more. I am someone who decorates for Halloween October 1st, and then I put up my Christmas decorations like November 15th. Before Thanksgiving, I know. I would do Thanksgiving decor, but I don't know what to do. But I will say I usually transition it a little bit. Like after Halloween, I'll take down like my Halloween decor, but I'll leave up like the pumpkins and things that are like pumpkiny in fall. And then around like November 15th, around Thanksgiving, between then I'll switch it to like full Christmas. But anyways, if I did know how to decorate better for Thanksgiving, I would. Okay, I would. Actually, we were celebrating Thanksgiving. Oh my gosh, so many tangents. Tangent time. This Thanksgiving, we are celebrating here in New York. We're hosting my brothers. I am so excited. I haven't spent a Thanksgiving with my brothers in a very long time. Actually, I did. Actually, that's a lie. 2 years ago, I spent Thanksgiving with my brothers, but it was a very sad Thanksgiving. My entire family came together for Thanksgiving 2 years ago for the first time in like 10 years almost, because my mom, my aunt, and my grandpa all passed away in the year of 2021. It was very, very sad. It was a dark year for all of us. I'm on a really sad tangent. I'm so sorry. But we all had Thanksgiving that year, like, and it was actually very healing. We came together for Thanksgiving, my whole family, and like we kind of just realized life is too short. That was the year when like COVID was really rampant and all these different things were happening, and we and obviously my mom had passed, and I think it helped us really put away all these like feelings we'd all had towards each other of like who did this and whose fault was this, and we all just realized like we're family, we have one life, let's put it behind us. And it was very healing. But since then I haven't seen my brothers since, and I want to keep, obviously I want them to, be a part of my life and be closer to them, but my brothers don't live in the same state anymore. I'm so proud of them. They're like off doing their own things and just like making lives for themselves, and it's really cool to see. I'm very proud of them both. But I'm going to fly them both here for Thanksgiving. I'm going to fly them out here for like a week or two. So I will be hosting Thanksgiving this year. So maybe I actually should decorate for Thanksgiving. Oh my gosh, should I decorate for Thanksgiving? Okay, if you are good at that, can you please let me know? Like, what do I do? Because I want it to be cute. I'm okay if it's a little cheesy, okay? I go a little cheesy with my Christmas. I don't think it's cheesy, but other people have said that. So if you want to tell me how to decorate for Thanksgiving, where to get cute Thanksgiving decor, let me know. I'm all ears. Anyways, moving back. Wow, tangents. But that's the whole point of a podcast, right? I feel like again, I overthink and I always think I can't go on tangents, but then I enjoy the podcast when it's like this. So maybe it's supposed to be like this. Anyways, so when I decorate for Christmas, I go all out for Halloween because I enjoy my home more. And then I realized I could decorate my home all year round in a way that makes me love my home more. Now, obviously, I recognize I'm very privileged and have this beautiful background, but I haven't always lived in this place. I've lived in different homes, and I realized I would go to so many coffee shops or people's friends' houses or wherever and feel so much more inspired at other people's places, and it was just because of something that they would do with their decorations, like the plants they would add. And though if it was bright or dark or whatever, if it was colorful, you can add certain elements into your home that make you feel a certain way. Think what kind of home decor makes you feel creative, what home decor makes you feel inspired, motivated, happy, Decorate like that. Again, you don't have to go out and buy all new things, but work with what you have. Make some DIY projects if you want. And if you are looking to buy new things, obviously buy for the way you want to feel in your home. Why not make your space the kind of place you'd want to get coffee at in the morning? You would be excited to read a book and drink coffee in the morning. You would be excited to do your work if you work from home. You'd be motivated to do your workouts or whatever it may be, or to host people, and match it to that, because we deserve to feel comfortable in our homes. It's where we spend most of our time. And the way you feel in your home, you're going to put those feelings towards everything else you're doing. If you spend your days in your home feeling blah and unmotivated, you're going to be working towards things in your home from an unmotivated point of view. So look at your home as a place where, look at your home as a place that fuels you. Look at your home. Sorry, guys. Look at your home as a place that can fuel you. You spend so much time there. Like, why not put the energy and effort into making your home a place where you feel creative and inspired and abundant? Why not take care of your home and let it reflect how you want to feel in it, not a reflection of how you may currently feel? Let your home be a reflection of your higher self, of your best self, and then notice that you become your best self when you're at home. You won't have to go to coffee shops or other people's houses to be your best self. You can be your best self every single day in your own place, and that's how it should be, and that is going to take you very far. Another one is the gym. I have always struggled with being consistent in the gym, and this one is very easy. I work out based on how I want to feel when it's over. I will ask myself, my friend Brooke gave me this advice, and I realized this is truly intentional living, and it has carried me a long way. When I'm like, oh, I don't want to go to the gym, I ask myself, how am I gonna feel at the end of the day? Am I gonna regret not going and be like, oh, I should have gone? Or do I want to be, oh, I'm proud of myself that I did it? And if my answer is I want to feel proud of myself, then I go. However, sometimes the answer is I need some rest. I'm going to feel proud if I take a rest day and not overdo it. Then I'm still living intentionally. I'm still doing the things that I need to do. I'm still making sure that I'm not living on autopilot. I'm going to the gym because I want to feel proud of myself. I'm taking a rest day because I want to feel proud of myself. So, as you can see, you can turn anything into intentional living. That's the whole point. The way you pick friends can be intentional. Instead of just having friends that you've made that maybe make you feel like crap, you can intentionally pick friends that make you feel good about yourself. You can intentionally treat your friends in a way that makes them feel good about themselves. You can work in a way that is intentional for your goals. If you have a side hustle and you're unmotivated and you're just like, you know, or you're like working towards, maybe you're in school and you're working towards a degree and you feel like you're not putting your best foot forward. A way to turn that around is to ask yourself, how do I want to feel at the end of this? What is my why? What is my intention behind this? And let that be your drive. Let that be your purpose. Instead of like, oh, I just need to make it through another day and just trying to survive. Sometimes having a bit of intention of the end goal, having that long end goal in sight and reminding yourself can go a long way. I think a lot of people become really short-sighted, and it causes them to only see what's right in front of them. All you see is the obstacles in your way instead of seeing the big goals and the big bright future and the big rewards at the end of your journey. Yes, you're going to have to go through some obstacles to get there, but if you keep the big thing you want in sight and focus more on the long term than the short term becomes a lot easier. If all I'm focusing on is the hurdles in front of me, they're going to seem so much bigger. If I'm focusing on my long-term destination of this big, beautiful life I want to create, it's easier for me to go through these hurdles knowing I have this big, beautiful thing waiting for me at the end. So with everything you do, you can kind of start to ask yourself, how do I want this to make me feel? How do I want to feel? With your morning routine, with your habits, with your workouts, with your clothes, with your friendships, your relationships, the way you talk to yourself, the way you make your coffee, how you start your day when you're scrolling on Instagram. All of this can have intention behind it. If I'm scrolling Instagram and I feel so bad comparing myself, I can stop and ask myself, how do I want to feel? And if I want to feel good about myself and I know that I'm scrolling in a way that's not good for me, I can put my phone away. And that little mindset trick can make the world of difference, because when you are on autopilot, it's easy to just sit here and scroll and be like, I feel bad about myself. I feel bad about myself. I feel bad about myself. Ma. But when you stop and kind of push yourself out of that headspace and say, hey, Hey, what are you doing? Kind of like a little bit of a pattern interruption. Interrupt your autopilot with intention, and then you can take control of your life and control of the situation. Instead of doing something that makes you feel like crap consistently, pattern interrupt, notice the thought, break it up with, hey, how do I want to feel? And go do that thing. Don't let yourself overthink it. Don't let yourself talk yourself out of it. Don't let yourself self sabotage, procrastinate. Don't become a perfectionist. Just get up and do the thing that you say to yourself that you wish you were doing because you want to feel a certain way. And that is how you kick yourself out of autopilot. That is how you show yourself if you do the actions you know you need to take instead of finding all these excuses. That is going to change your life. That is how you make a change. It is by doing the thing and just doing the thing. I hope this all made sense, but also doing the thing with intention, doing it out of the right reasons because you want to feel a certain way. Again, so there's intention really is everything. I know this seems like a long, I've said it over and over, but I think it's my most important thing I can tell people now. And so many people ask me, how did you get out of your situation? How did you go through being broke and being negative in your bank account to living in New York City? All of it came back to putting intention behind my actions. When I was just doing all these things, like working really hard and nothing was working, it's because I was just doing things and I didn't know why and I didn't have intention behind it. The moment I put intention behind it and I had a purpose, my drive changed, my work ethic changed, my dedication changed, the outcome changed. The energy you put out in the universe starts to become attracted back to you. So if you're putting out positive, abundant, intentional energy, you will get that back. Versus if you're putting out, I don't want to say desperate, but desperate, obsessed, like I can't have this negative energy, that is what is going to be reciprocated. Notice your intention, become intentional, change your life. I hope you enjoyed this episode of It Gets Better. My camera is about to die, so I gotta let you go. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please rate it if you liked it. 5 stars would be so helpful on Spotify and Apple. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe if you don't want to miss out on future video podcasts. I love you all so much. And reminder, it gets better. I promise. I love you, and I'll talk to you next Tuesday. Bye.